And I think out of everything that I'm learning, the programming is going to be the hardest because it's literally like ingrained in my psyche. And the only way that I'm going to be able to beat this is to just keep myself surrounded by positive people, by people who don't want to see me fail, people who are not fake. And there are people in my life like that. I mean, my friend Heather has come back into my life, and she's been an enormous support because she went through the same shit when she finally decided to leave her husband. He lost the fucking plot, and he fucking like called up her insurance company. It like fucking canceled her insurance, didn't tell her the insurance was canceled. He called her bank up and said, "Oh, there's suspicious activity," and I don't know how. I don't know how he got away with like the banking situation. I can understand the insurance because sometimes you don't even need like all you need to know is the account number and they'll give you fucking information. But banking is typically different. Like, the account is in my ex's name. I'm not on the account anywhere. I can't call up the bank and be like, oh, hey, what's going on? So I'm not sure how he did that. But he fucked her life up pretty bad. And she's come back into my life. And she's been a pretty enormous, like, help. Because she's like, you will get through this. And she's not the first person to say it. And I know she's not going to be the last person to say it. But every day she's just like, it's going to get better. It's going to get rough for a while. She's like, but I promise you, when things are done, when you're finally free, it's going to be amazing. So that's the hope. That's the thought I'm holding on to daily now. Like, I get out of bed. Like this morning, I got out of bed, and even though I hate peopling, I hate peopling, and that's like I never used to hate peopling. Like, I never used to mind dealing with people. That's just something like the past 10 years it's gotten really bad. But even though I was peopling before noon, I was in a good mood. Like, I woke up and I was happy. So I got dressed, I put my teeth in, and then I just said, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna kick today's ass. And I did mostly. You know, I I succeeded in the things that I wanted to succeed in. And then I came home and I hung out with my youngest daughter and we watched Harry Potter movies, which I love my daughter so much. I really do. But Harry Potter's not my it's not my jam. I mean, I guess if I probably wasn't trying to watch like 9 fucking shows and movies in, then I'd probably be okay. But she didn't want to start over because she's already been binging for like 2 weeks. So I just watched it with her and we were joking around and laughing and giggling. And it was fucking amazing to hear that joy in this space when there's just been such like oppressive, like oppressive energy. Like, just being in this house was feeling like it was sucking my soul dry. Like, I had nothing. I had nothing left to give. Like, I would get up in the morning and immediately I'd be like, I'm going back to bed. This is not, like, this is not how I saw my life. But today I got up and I changed my attitude. And it changed the way my whole day went. And I just never, it's nice to have that control over what's going on with me. Like, it's nice to be able to feel good about things and to be excited about things without feeling like a fucking boot's gonna come up and kick you in the fucking teeth. So I went to my doctor's, and then I went to go get a prescription because I got a case of cellulitis on my tattoo. It's not because of the tattoo, which the medical professionals were like confused about, because the tattoo is healing nicely. There doesn't seem to be any red or irritation, but directly adjacent there's like a spot. So they gave me some fucking like antibiotics. So like that set up another set of worries, because I'm like, man, how much are these pills gonna be? But again, I still have insurance and I had to pay like a $10 copay, so I'm okay with that. And but I was in Walmart, and the guy behind the counter was talking to me. You know, I was wearing my fucking my Jack Skellington hoodie, and he's like, "Oh, I love Nightmare Before Christmas." I'm like, "Yeah, it's like actually one of my favorite movies." You know, I I mean, lots of people think it's strange that a grown woman loves that movie, but I don't. I don't really care, and I've never really cared. Like, I've loved that movie from the jump. So, but yeah, like I went and visited my son at work, and I hung out with him for a little while before I went home, and then I gave my friend a ride. Her car, she hit a deer and it needed a new radiator. So she took it to one of the shops here in town. And the first place she took it to told her that it was going to cost her $750 to fix. So she wanted to go like 9 miles down the road to the next town, and I had taken her there to drop her vehicle off, and they ended up charging her like $350 to do the work, and then if she bought a $180 um, radiator, and they did it, so she ended up saving some money. But like, I did all sorts of shit that I typically wouldn't do. I typically avoid situations where people I need to be around people, because it was easier to pretend that things were okay if I didn't have to see normal people thriving, like day to day living. Like, it was a lot easier to pretend that my life was normal. And it wasn't until I started like watching TikTok and, you know, watching all these things, and I'm just like, all these things, like, I thought my childhood was like relatively good. I really did. But there's been a lot of fucked up shit that I've just buried. But that shit is shit that I've handled in therapy. I'm good with my past. I'm aware of the logistics of behind what happened. My parents were raised by people who were emotionally not there. My mom's parents were terrible, terrible people. They were emotionally manipulative, verbally abusive, physically abusive, like you name it, they were terrible. And there was 6 kids in that house. So, and my dad, his dad walked out when he was like 6, and he was raised by my Grammy, who's like my hero. And at a time where women were making like nothing, she worked 2 jobs to take care of my uncle and my dad, and she's amazing. And I've been thinking about her a lot in this situation, because when my grandfather left her, he left her the same way. Like, all she had was the house that they were living in, but she still had to pay on it. She still had to pay the mortgage on it. She still had to do all this shit. And I'm just like, you know what? If she can do it in a time where people would literally work against a woman who wasn't married, who was divorced, or who had been left, you can definitely do it now, because there's a lot more resources. There's a lot more people who are just like, nah, bro, you don't gotta stay in a shitty fucking marriage just to fucking make everybody else happy. I wish I could talk to my grandmother, but she's in a nursing home. She's got dementia. She's not home anymore. I go see her once a week. Sometimes she calls me by my name. Sometimes she calls me by her twin sister's name. I mean, but I still go. I still hold her hand. Because that's, even though my parents were terrible to me, they preached into my head that family is important. Family is number one. So that's my thing. Like, I won't give up on my family. Like, people do shitty things. I can take myself out of a situation and I can remove myself from a situation. But at the end of the day, if my child comes to me and he needs me, she needs me, I'm going to be there because I'm the mom. So, moving forward, my top priority for a little while is just trying to keep making every day like worthy of the smiles and the laughter that I enjoy today. That's my goal, is to just to start my day before I even get out of bed and just be like, today is going to be a good fucking day. Today is going to be epic. Today is going to be amazing. And it will be, because it just is. Like, that's what I did today, and like, it just happened. And it was unexpected and amazing, and I'm really fucking happy. Like, yeah, today was a good day.